Hello, I'm Kevin Lentz. Welcome back to Wine Wednesday here at French Grocery. Something very important I want to talk about first. This week I'm selling red beans and rice here at the restaurant. 100% of the proceeds go to Louisiana flood relief. This is very important to me. New Orleans is my adopted hometown. I lived there for a long time. My wife and I did. The community of Baton Rouge and the suburbs that were south of that were very important to us. The people there are fantastic. We had to live there for a little while when we couldn't go back to New Orleans. Now they find themselves in a very similar situation, and my heart goes out to them. I know exactly what's going on. Red beans, goodness, for so long in New Orleans, you couldn't get to a grocery store. They were closed. They would be open for short periods of the day, and the shelves would be cleared out. Restaurants weren't open. It was very hard to feel normal. Meanwhile, a bunch of chefs trying to get their restaurants back open did an amazing thing, and they stepped outside the restaurants, and they took a propane tank and a burner, and they made the best red beans and rice that you'd ever had. Maybe it wasn't, because they couldn't probably get the best smoked meats and whatever else they had done to make their gourmet red beans and rice before, but they made it from the heart, and you needed that food, and you needed to feel normal again, and you needed to have that moment with your neighbor and the community that you loved. And I can't be there with those folks for them in the same way they were for me, but my wife and I, Erin, we want to give this. 100% of all the red beans that you buy this week are going to go to Louisiana flood relief, some organizations that we're familiar with there. And that's important to us. I love those folks, and I'm glad to be here in Phoenix, and I love my new town as well. But I'll never forget the time I spent there and the time that we had with all the folks there after Katrina. So moving on to happier subjects, wine. Today I got three wines. Three wines. I'm going to drink one of them tonight. I don't know which one yet, but I'm going to tell you why. I'm just going to tell you anything about them. Let's just start with this Chablis. You come in here, you know I've got tons of Chablis. What makes this one special? Well, it's delicious, and they all are. It's simple AOC Chablis. The producer is Roland Lavantreau. It's a pretty cool wine here, right? So this comes from a single parcel. When you see something that's Premier Cru or Grand Cru, you know it comes from a single parcel. But if it's simply like the village appellation, like this Chablis, you don't really know. You don't know until somebody connected to the wine can tell you. So I'm going to tell you what's really cool about this. This does come from a single parcel. 100% of this parcel actually ends up in the United States because of Kermit Lynch. He doesn't simply just pick out the barrels sometimes. I mean, he gets to actually say, I want these vines in the barrels that will go into the bottles I take to the United States. And these vines grow on a plot of land that have no topsoil. Now, if you're growing tomatoes and broccoli or whatever, you need topsoil. But for wine, these vines go down really, really deep. So you can see what they're working with. And they're working with some of the best terroir that Chablis has to offer. And that is this wonderful mixture of seashell and limestone and chalk even, and stuff that is like white gold for Chardonnay and for this northern France appellation. So I love this wine. It's $25. Every time I drink it, I am still blown away every vintage at just how good it is and what a great value it is. And it's one of those things that if it had competing, exportation across the world, it probably would cost us a lot more. But Kermit Lynch gets us to it at a great price. Jay Christopher, awesome producer from Willamette Valley. It's a partnership with Ernest Lowson, which has a fantastic brand and great wines that come out of Moselle, out of Germany, and also brings us a lot of other fantastic wine from across France and across Germany. Why do I like this so much? Well, it's delicious. The 2011 vintage is terrific. It kind of got poo-pooed or forgotten about because it wasn't as ripe as its vintages on the other side, but that's why it's amazing now. It is truly much more Burgundian. It's in the style of the rest of the Pinot Noir that we sell here that we're very proud to offer you. A very old world thinking winemaker who wants to make wine that rivals Burgundy, do the best you can, and a great region for Pinot Noir already. And you feel that in this wine. Now, they don't cut any corners. They don't speed up fermentation with heated cellars or anything. I mean, they're letting nature take its course, which meant that this wine took longer to ferment. It was more difficult to make in this vintage, and that brought us finally now here in 2016 something that's drinking really, really well. And in light of what's happened in Burgundy, it's getting harder and harder for me to bring you good deals from Burgundy. This is a very good deal. It's something that I think will make a lot of you Berghounds happy drinking. Chianti. When was the last time you drank Chianti? Probably not very recently. It's just one of those things I think that's kind of gotten forgotten. We have so many choices that we've forgotten about Chianti. But there's been a bunch of crummy, forgettable Chianti. This is not. This is $17. Giacomo Mori. Awesome, very traditional. I think if you're looking for a textbook of what Chianti has been and what it really should be, this is it. It's a Michael Skurnik import. You're familiar with this importer because you've been drinking Michael Skurnik's grower champagne and Austrian wines and all kinds of great stuff from Europe. So I'm really happy to be able to finally now have some great Michael Skurnik wine from Italy as well. And, I know from a lot of you that come in and talk to me that a lot of you are studying wine education. You're trying to become sommeliers, or you're just trying to learn more about it. You're trying to get into wine education. This is what I would call one of those textbook things that they should know about. The fact that $17, you can take some risk. You drink it all by itself. You have it with a pizza. You can plan a great meal around it. It's going to make you happy. So help make some of the people in Louisiana happy by coming in this week and buying some red beans and rice. Like I said, 100% of what of the revenue we bring in, we're dedicating that to them. Pair it with a great wine. Come talk to me about wine anytime. It's one of the funnest things I get to do here. Next week, we're going to do a video that we're going to kind of crowdsource it, throw it out a bit. I wanted some ideas about what you want me to talk about because it's endless, so I'd like to hear what you would like to hear about. And then after that, I'm off to France. And a lot of it's still a mystery. I mean, we're just going to go see as many producers as we can and be in a lot of different wine regions. So I'm going to try to bring you some Facebook Live. I've never dealt with Wi-Fi and cell towers and reception in France, so I can't guarantee you anything. But I would love to be talking to you from a vineyard in Châteauneuf-du-Pape. I don't know, maybe Vue Telegraph, maybe that telegraph pole is actually like a cell tower now. We'll see how this will work, but that's what I got in store over the next couple weeks. So be in touch. We'll put something out there and start taking ideas for what I can talk about next week before I head off to France. So have a great week. Love to see you here in the restaurant and the shop. Don't forget the red beans.